Today I want to share with us on living above broke. Almost every week I receive calls from people who are asking for financial support. Many times, some of them are young, some of them are in the working class. Everybody and anybody in this generation is broke. And some people don't know that broke is something that can happen to anybody. And you can't say, well, Lord, anoint me not to be broke. That won't be a proper prayer. You have to prepare not to be broke. You have to plan not to be a broke person. You have to make up your mind not to work in that phase called broke. I know someone is asking a question that, Pastor, is it possible not to be broke? Yep. I used to tell myself a long time ago, I'll never be broke in my life. I'll never be broke in my life. So I want to teach you how not to be broke. Now, who is a broke person? Who is broke? I think that's the first thing we have to ask. Who is broke? Who is a broke person? At what point can you say you are broke? You are broke if you cannot survive 3 months without salary. If salary does not come in for the next 3 months and you can't survive, you are broke. I hope someone is not telling me, Pastor. Okay, I'm helping you find out that you are broke if you are. If money stops coming in for the next 3 months and you can't survive, you are really, really broke. And the reason many people get broke in this part of the world is because of what is called lavish life. Lavish life. You know, during the relationship seminar, someone sent a question and said, Pastor, how can you manage, maybe the fellow is married. He said, how can you manage a wife that is materialistic? And listen, a materialistic person will always live broke. And that is common with some tribes in our country. There are people who like to just impress people. Now, being materialistic is a consciousness and a mentality a man carries. Is a mentality of always wanting to impress people. You only feel good when someone tells you you look good, you are powerful, you want people to respect you. You want someone to bow to you. You don't have the means for that, but you want to live like it. Alright, so that kind of a person is living a lavish life. Such people live as if their salary is guaranteed. Maybe the person is on a paid job and feels, well, they can't stop this job. This job is I have a job and money is going to keep flowing. Now, I want you to know that because of what has happened to our economy and to the global economy, there is no job that is guaranteed. There is no job that is guaranteed. Almost every company now is downsizing, resizing, upsizing, and downsizing. Every kind of sizing is taking place everywhere. So you have to learn how to prepare for not to be broke. Hallelujah. The bad thing about not having money is this: if you don't have money, you'll be a slave of money. In other words, you will get to the point whereby you can do anything just to get money. Most of the sins people have committed is because of the absence of money. I've preached to a lot of young people all my life. I've preached to more young people than adults in my life. And I found this out that no matter how committed a person is in church, no matter how much they say they love God, if you don't train them on how to manage, magnify, magnetize, and maximize money, it's going to surprise you that they will do some unheard things. Things you really can't believe they can do, in spite of the fact that they are lifting up holy hands and speaking in tongues in church. And why? Because when people become a slave of money, they serve the interests of money. They can do just anything, break their conscience, break their vows. I've heard of married people who broke their vows and had to do anything just to get money. And listen, such people are a slave of money. Money is the God they are serving. Hallelujah. Money is the God they are serving, so they can do anything to just have money. There are people who lose their sleep if they have no amount of money in their bank account. Hallelujah. All right, another bad thing about you being broke is when you don't have money so much, you let the bank make more money from you by borrowing and taking loan. I want to warn our young people around one very pronounced trend that is occupying the mind of many people. Almost every young person now borrows. There are companies offering people and promising them, just borrow this, you can pay for so number of months and all that. Listen to me. If you don't want to be broke in your life, never borrow. Never borrow. And it begins with little things. Borrow 10,000, borrow 20,000. I've seen and met people who made 100,000 naira per month, and his budget per month is 125,000 naira. So he spends more than he has made. That's a net zero life. That's a net zero consciousness, a net zero mentality. You make it and spend it. Hallelujah. If you want to get out of broke, you don't want to be broke in your life, never have 100% spent over your 100% income. In other words, don't spend all. Tell your neighbor, say, don't spend all. Tell another neighbor, say, never spend all. Now, my dad used to tell us this while we're still little children. He would ring this in our mind, that if you make 10 naira and you cannot save out of it, the day you make 1 million naira, you will never save out of it. I started learning to save from childhood. They bought us these saving box, and you are supposed to put something there. When visitors come and they give us money, you don't spend it, you put it there. In other words, they gave us a mentality of never live a net zero life. There are people who cannot boast of 50,000 naira in their account, even though they are making or collecting salaries like 70, 80,000 naira. Why? Because they spend all the time. Their budget monthly is more than what they make monthly. Number 2, avoid money traps. Stop spending the money you don't have. Stop taking loans. Stop buying things like buy now, pay later. It's a trap. Many of you, the phone you are using, you are still paying something on it. You're going to be broke all your life thinking like that. Buy now, pay later. Buy fridge now, pay later. Be happy now, cry later. That's what they are telling you. Be happy today, but cry several months after. Anything you don't have, don't buy. Never go for something you don't have the money for right now. Number 3, which is going to be the last because of time. Grow faster. Tell your neighbor, say, grow faster. What's number 1? Never live a net zero life. Number 2, avoid money traps. Number 3, grow faster. Tell your neighbor, say, grow faster. Let me tell you this, the point in your life you start making money, start learning to grow faster. Grow faster. How do you grow faster? You grow faster by buying assets. Put your money into assets. Buy assets. An asset is anything that has an appreciative value and not a diminutive value. In other words, reduce your liability. Reduce your liability. How do you reduce your liability? Don't owe people. If you owe too much, you'll be broke. Grow faster. Make sure at every point in your life, there are not people you are owing. You wanted to buy clothes, you borrowed money. You wanted to eat, you borrowed money. You borrow money from everybody. You're going to be broke. You have a broke mentality, and you may not be able to recover from that in a long time. Hallelujah. And let me conclude by saying this. Please hear me and settle this in your heart. Stop trying to look rich. Stop trying to impress people. There are people all their life, what they are concerned about is they want to look rich. They want people to respect them. There's this wristwatch I'm using, and I bought it for 8 million naira. My shoe is from so place. My suit, I got it from so place. that is the only thing that makes them happy. That's the thing, that's the way they feel they can be alive. You know, one of my mentors told me this. He said he was on the same plane with the richest man in Africa. And he said he was amazed to see that the man, his phone, the surface of his phone was crashed. He had smashed it. I'm talking of Aliko Dangote. The surface of his phone was badly broken. The man is still using it. Someone whose father does not have a landed property to himself is using iPhone Max. Some people are using an iPhone that the value of that iPhone is enough to change your life forever. But see, we are not financially trained. Please look here and let me conclude by saying this. Are you aware that many times when you try to appear rich, appearing rich is always common around children of poor people? I've pastored people whose parents are very influential, whose parents are very rich. Most times when you see them in the crowd, they are very simple. They appear very simple. But children of poor people, people from poor homes, they are naturally lavish. They want to impress someone. Why? In his mind he's poor, but outside he wants to look rich. A great man said, the rich are rich because they live poor. They behave poor. The poor are poor because they behave rich. Now, if you say, well, I bought this wristwatch for 1.8 million naira. That's the cost of a Rolex Blueface. And you bought it for 1.8 million naira. And you bought your VL shirt, your VL belt, VL shoe, and all that. Now, are you aware that you can't impress people naturally for more than 5 minutes? Oh, this is what, do you know the cost of this? Do you know how much I'm worth? Do you know this is quality? I bought this from Dubai. I bought this from so-so place. I bought it from Polo at Vihar. Do you know how much I'm worth? This thing, this my sitting, this my standing is worth 10 million naira. People just say, wow. And they can't be wowed for more than 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, everything is wasted. They give attention to other things. But see, people can kill themselves, break their vows, just because you want to attract the attention of a man for 5 minutes. And you know the bad thing about such things? As soon as they've done that for you 5 minutes, when they see you tomorrow, another time on that thing, it does not have any value again to them. Please stop appearing rich. Stop pretending rich. Be a money magnet. Tell your neighbor, say, be a money magnet. Tell another neighbor, say, be a money magnet. Stop pretending rich. Okay. But if you have the money, why not? But on your way there, take it easy. I'm even walking on the street. Nobody's looking at me. Please forget that. Make it first. Make it first.